Okay, Lamar's going to throw the ball in over to Devin Williams. Devin Williams over to Michael Manette. Michael looks over to Devin. Devin fakes a little bit, shake and bake. Here we go. Oh! Devin Williams! Oh my goodness! Welcome back, everybody, to New Mexico is a Basketball State Podcast, hosted by me, Russell Lee Gurule. Today, I'm interviewing Andres Trujillo, President and CEO of New Mexico Runners Indoor Soccer. This is going to be a fun interview. We're going to talk about a lot of things, pro sports, and what's going on in the city of Albuquerque and the state of New Mexico. Andres is also the executive director of the New Mexico Games and the original co-founder of the Duke City Gladiators indoor football team. So we're going to check this out. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about some very interesting stuff. So let's get right to it. Hello, everybody. We are back. New Mexico is a Basketball State Podcast. This is episode 19. I am here with New Mexico Runners President and CEO, Andres Trujillo. Should I call you the godfather of pro sports here in Albuquerque? We're going to talk about a lot today.
I do what I can for our community, brother. Doing what I can for our community.
Well, you founded the Duke City Gladiators. You were part of that,
yes,
co-founder. We're here at Rio Rancho Event Center, New Mexico, Rio Rancho, New Mexico Runners right behind us. We're here in the locker room. Cool place. It's awesome. 8,000 seat arena. And you're an indoor soccer league owner.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I'm an owner in the Major Arena Soccer League.
Just tell us about that real quick.
So the New Mexico Runners is New Mexico's first Major Arena Soccer League team. And we've been around since 2018. And we are 100% New Mexican family owned and operated. We are New Mexico's only 100% Hispanic owned professional sports team.
Right.
So no other sports team can claim that, but we do. And we're just out here in the community to help promote and inspire what our community is all about. And family is a big thing for me. Yes. And when I say it's a family affair with the New Mexico Runners, it is. It's myself. My wife's my game day operations director. My mother is my ticketing director. My nephew's my mascot. My sisters are working customer service and hospitality.
Oh, yeah. Rio the Runner.
Rio the Road Runner, yes. Yeah, New Mexico's Mickey Mouse.
Rio the Runner on Twitter, yeah.
So my aunt's my customer relations director and fan engagement director. So, the whole idea with the New Mexico Runners is to promote that family unit. We know how important it is, and we want the community to know that all families stick together and are stronger together.
Well, you know what's awesome though is that you're playing here and you're pulling this off, and because I've been with the pro basketball, the Bull Snakes of the ABA, and I know how hard it is, and what you're doing here is amazing. and how you guys, especially with the Gladiators and how you started this, and there's even more that you've done. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you're the head of New Mexico Games.
Yeah, executive director of the New Mexico Games.
New Mexico Games.
New Mexico's Olympics, right?
And then you've worked at ESPN.
ESPN Radio, yep. Used to be a radio talk show host with ESPN Radio from 2000, I think it was 2007? No, I lied. 2008 or 9 through 2016.
Through 2016.
Yep, did that and invested in the Albuquerque Soul PDL soccer team.
I worked there to get them going. 2 years, Yeah.
So lots of sports. And then, of course, I do TV sports production with ProView Networks. I've worked with the Isotopes doing their video production. I've done things with the Lobos. But anything with sports in New Mexico, I've had a hand in. So.
Well, that's amazing.
Thanks.
It's truly amazing because I found all this stuff out today. And I've known you for a while.
Yes.
And I've come here, and indoor soccer is fast paced, and it goes. No lead is safe in indoor soccer. That's my opinion. Because it's like 13-10 scores and 7-5.
And
are people liking it? Are they beginning to get into it?
I'll be frank and quite honest. And the community is having a little bit of a hard time understanding what arena soccer is. Yeah. And I get it, right?
5 players on the floor, on 6, the pitch. Yep, 5. We call it the pitch?
We really don't call it the pitch. We call it the carpet because it really literally is a carpet rolled over turf. But you have 5 players on the field. You have making it 6 with the goalkeeper. So the community, when you try and explain arena soccer, sometimes people in the community go, "Oh, is it like you have a full-size
Well, there's
soccer
no
field?
offsides in indoor soccer.
No, not at all. Not at all.
There's literally a fast break in this soccer.
Correct.
I mean, if the offensive guy gets the ball and he gets past the defender, it's all legal in indoor soccer.
Yes.
And it's just him and the goalie, and it's awesome.
So explain that to a lot of people who don't know about arena soccer. They kind of have this inquisitive look like, I don't understand. Like, what is this?
Well,
so the best thing I always say is it's like hockey. Hockey and arena soccer are very similar in the dynamics. In one, it's free substitution. You can't do that in outdoor soccer. Once you sub, you're out.
Yeah.
With arena soccer, the guys are jumping out, doing 2-minute shifts. Boom, 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 boom.
And it's what is it, 45-minute game?
So we have 4 15-minute quarters.
Right.
So what it does is we have power plays, just like hockey. We have a penalty box, just like hockey. Yeah. So guys get a little chippy on the field, just like hockey. And I like to say with arena soccer, you can't flop. Okay, you try and flop in arena soccer, you just leave your team one man down. The field's so small, the other team's going to score on you because you left your team. Yes. So you got to get up, get your butt up, go help your team out if you fall. So with outdoor soccer, we kind of see people rolling around and flopping around. No flopping in arena soccer. You got to keep going.
It's Europe's game.
and arena soccer is Americans.
It's fast.
It's fast. High scoring, man. And I emphasize that. I can't emphasize that enough. Arena soccer scores so fast, like you said, they can score within 30-second periods. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, it happens. And with arena soccer, like you said, no lead is safe. And guys are going hardcore and they are running up and down the field fast and they're playing off the wall. That's another dynamic people don't realize with arena soccer. You play off the wall. So that wall is like another, either another defender or another teammate. Right. So understanding the strategy of the game takes a little bit, but once you start to pick it up, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't take my eyes off this. Holy moly, outdoor soccer, you're only scoring maybe 3-4 goals total by both teams. With arena soccer, they're scoring 10-12 goals a game per team. Yes. So the excitement is there. And
it's a great facility. I think you have Blake's Lotaburger.
They have a bunch of different vendors here. Yeah. Food's here, great. The folks here, shout out to Matt Bollinger, GM of the Rio Rancho Event Center, and all his staff for the amazing really nice support. Yes, they do a great job out here. And it's this venue is such a great intimate venue. Right. Fans can really get into the game. One of the unique things with arena soccer as well is after the games, all fans get to come on the field. They get to meet the players, get autographs, kick the soccer ball. Of course, Rio the Roadrunner. Everybody wants to see our mascot. So
that's this guy right up there.
We call Rio the Roadrunner. New Mexico's Mickey Mouse. And and that's what we do. It's about the dynamics. And it's not when you come to the game or a New Mexico Runners arena soccer game, it's not just about soccer. It's about the fan engagement. Right. We have lots of on-field activities during timeouts, quarter breaks, halftime. We have on-field activities, so fans get to indulge in the excitement of the activities due. Like, for example, one of our sponsors will drop $100 and $1 bills from the rafters. We pick 4 lucky fans from the stands, come down, and they try and go for the cash. We do that at halftime and things like that. Wild. We do soccer kick relay races where we got a couple fans kicking the soccer ball up and down the field to try and score. So when you do things like that, the fans are what make the team special. Our fans are amazing fans, and I think you were downstairs at the Fall Festival earlier, and you saw our fans started rolling in, wanting to get some runner swag and see what the schedule is coming for our 4th season, this upcoming season. So things are great with this.
Well, what's going on though? With you guys, as far as we're all trying to build things here in the city. And I know you're very passionate about that. Mm-hmm. And what's going on in the city, pro sports wise? What's holding us back, and why is it hard to get people to? I mean, it is. From my experience, it's hard to get people to come to games.
Yes. So, what it is you're right, and that's a great question because I think it needs to be addressed. Yeah. We have a weird sense of crabs in a bucket mentality here a lot of times in a lot of different ways, industries, sports. Being born and raised in New Mexico, I've seen sports from the ground up. I've, helped sports teams start from the ground up. I have run multiple sports teams, do a lot in the sports world. And what I really see is everybody just feels like they have to be competitive with each other.
Yes.
That does not have to be the case.
It's like you're starting a team. I got to go start a team over here just to compete
Everybody,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah, oh yeah.
And then we dilute all the talent.
Yes.
And then nobody wants to watch us.
And the thing is, strength in numbers is a huge thing. And so if you're talented in this, well, then I'm talented in this. Why can't we come together?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that takes place in New Mexico where everyone wants to do their own thing.
Yeah.
I've always been an open book. I've always wanted to work with everybody. You know, whatever teams are out there, I'm an open book, always willing to work with anybody. Now, the other side of it is, are they willing to work with me? I haven't gotten a call from anybody wanting to work together. So, you know, there are several teams that in this community that could come together to really move New Mexico sports forward.
Right.
But I think there's a hint of selfishness, and a little bit of me syndrome that it's all about them and monopolizing. And there's more enough pie for everybody. I strongly believe that we have enough support in the community that everybody can support everything here.
There's about 1 million people in this metro area from here to Santa Fe, Las Vegas.
Yes.
But it seems like people are always looking, or these other teams are always looking for like that magic thing.
You know,
like it's going to...
So I think people here, they want something to be proud of. Right. New Mexicans typically have never really had a direction with gathering support. I mean, I would say the key sports teams that really resonate with that were the Dukes. I would say the Dukes are probably one of the key sports teams that really people got behind. Now, granted, I think for them, they were backed by the Major League Baseball, MLB. It took years for them to get where they're at. I don't think they weren't an overnight sensation. It took decades to get where they're at, and they no longer exist, and people are still buying the brand. They're still
it's amazing.
It's wild.
It is. They just moved to a new location. Yeah.
You know, and you got things. You got the Lobos out there. I really do think the Lobos have been such a huge. Had such a huge footprint in the state for such a long time, because when we look back, there weren't teams that were started like we have now. I mean, you go back 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there weren't multiple soccer teams in the community. There weren't great baseball teams. There weren't multiple football teams. There wasn't any of that. And so now that we have that, the Lobos, I think, what the UNM athletics is having to kind of adjust and understand. The market is now open to multiple sports properties, and I think sometimes UNM forgets that. And this is the God honest truth, in my opinion. I think UNM forgets that they've been such a huge impact and huge footprint, a monopoly, I guess, for so long. Now that there's so many more sports things, and again, I'm an UNM alum. I support the Lobos, right? You know,
New Mexico State is coming up.
New Mexico State's coming up, but
Conference USA, they just moved there.
That's right. That's right. But kind of coming back to what I was saying about like working together in the community, I think there just needs to be those right people put in the right places to have an open mind with that stuff. Because once you do that, man, everybody's working together. Like, I'll use Ice Wolves for example. You know, the Mexico Ice Wolves, they're a junior hockey team. Yes. They're great. They support the runners, their organization, and we support them.
And you guys have supported us in the Bull Snakes. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You know, and so there's a lot of things of support that can be done, but we all need to put egos aside and say, hey, okay, no more of this. We need to work together to grow the community, because
things work financially.
Exactly.
Yes, because it's like none of us, we don't even have a billionaire in this state. I think we're one of the few states in the country without a billionaire, right?
That's a good question. I have no idea, but from what I hear, there are billionaires here. They're hidden in the mountains.
They got a house or two here, but they're not officially from here.
Yes.
So they don't invest.
So, you know, and that's the thing too that we're seeing with our community, right? We have a lot of young people that are flocking the state.
Yes.
In massive droves. And that's kind of scary.
We lost people last year. We lost 2,000 people in the U.S. census.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. We went from 564,000. Now we're down to 562,000.
Wow.
What's odd is that Rio Rancho's growing still.
Yes.
Las Cruces is growing, and Santa Fe grew a little bit, but I think it's because of annexation. and you know what I mean? But we're losing people.
Yeah, and the thing is that we need to figure out ways to foster growth here in the state, not just with sports, but in any industry.
Right.
I use sports as a platform to be a vehicle to help facilitate that.
Right.
To me, that's what sports means to me. By all means, I don't get rich off this. I don't take a salary off this. I don't make money off this. And I just, whatever money I make from my other businesses, I just keep reinvesting into this business because I know what this does. This provides a platform for athletes to continue on their soccer. I'll use an example from one of our players that have played for us the last couple of seasons, Nick Legendry. Outstanding soccer player at a Cleveland high school. You know, the guy, and I am so proud of this kid. He played for the Colorado Rapids Major League Soccer Development organization.
Wow, okay.
He went to Colorado, played for them, developed, and after he played for us, he went to Colorado, played for them, developed, and now he's a full ride scholarship in Notre Dame.
Wow.
So, and he'll tell you, the New Mexico Runners helped get me there. No other team helped me, but the New Mexico Runners helped put me in the right direction, help me with my foot speed, help me with the situational awareness, help me with my game. And that makes me so proud. That makes me so proud because at least my platform did what it was supposed to do. Right. And now that we know that's okay, this is what we got to keep doing. So Coach Famoletta, or Steve Famoletta, our head coach, he's a USL Soccer Hall of Famer. So that's big. Okay. Yes. So he helped start the game of indoor back when there was the Southwest Indoor Soccer League in the late 80s.
You posted a picture of that, and I saw that, and there was a big crowd in this arena, and it was impressive, actually.
So he played and toured Russia with the USL, and because USL was indoor and outdoor at the time. Okay. Back in the day. And so our head coach, Steve Famoletta, has a plan of developing players to get to the next level. So that is, for us, is key. If we can take athletes that are just out of high school and still trying to find their way, because here's the fact, UNM does not have a men's soccer team. So there's a gap. And perhaps for us, we can be that gap to help facilitate direction for these athletes. A lot of like the Big 12, and I wrote an article about Lowell soccer in the Big 12. Yeah. The Big 10 don't even sponsor men's soccer. Yeah, it's kind of on the outskirts. Yeah. Well, UNM when they had the men's soccer team, they were I think in the Rocky Mountain Conference. They weren't even in the Mountain West. Yeah, something like that. And then it became another conference way back east. Yeah. And then when they joined that conference, then they just started going 500 for about 5 years. So soccer is a really big part of the community, but UNM axed it. They of course they have the women's, but for the men's side of things, they don't have anything there. So when a lot of athletes graduate high school from New Mexico, one thing that I've learned with New Mexicans is that a lot of athletes do their thing. They get it out of high school. They either go to college, do their thing, and then come back because mom and dad need help paying the bills, this and the other. So they come back. And these athletes still have it in them. They still have the drive, the determination. They want to play. And so we are that void. We fill the void. So a majority of our players are guys that are fresh out of high school. Maybe they didn't get a scholarship. They couldn't go to college elsewhere. They're going to UNM, but they wanted to play soccer. We're that void. We are that platform for them to play and continue. And the Major Arena Soccer League is a national league. Teams are from California all the way to New York. So I saw there's 14 teams in Washington State too. So exactly, we have Tacoma's in the M1, which is a major market. We're in M2. So the Major Arena Soccer League's broken up into two divisions. M1, MASL 1 is markets of 1 million or more. MASL 2 is built for markets of under 1 million. Well, we're 800,000 in the metro area. Yeah. So we're for close. Us, we're getting there. It's easier to stick in the M2 division because it's just, statistics, numbers, finances. Everybody understands that, with more population, more money comes, there's more, GDP, there's more money made, there's more, it just happens that way. So for us, we're playing teams in Colorado Springs, Amarillo, Wichita, Dodge City, Kansas. They're new to the league. So that's our conference right there. But, you got teams in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, Rochester, New York, Muskegon, Michigan, San Diego, Ontario, California, you got Turlock, California. So teams are spread out across the country. So when you come play this, you're actually playing high quality players from across the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, with that, let's do that second take.
All right, let's do
That
it.
second take, and we'll do some theoretical stuff. What do you think?
That sounds good.
About sports and
Let's do it.
stuff around Albuquerque. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So stay tuned for that second take. Okay, everybody, we are back. Andres Trujillo. Now, let's talk about basketball.
Some basketball. You're a basketball. It's the basketball show. It's a basketball podcast. Yeah, I could talk some basketball with you.
I'm saying New Mexico is a basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guy, you know?
Hey, I'm an
No,
all
you're a
sports guy. You know that.
I
Yeah.
know that.
I only run one of the biggest basketball tournaments annually at the New Mexico Games and Memorial Weekend. So yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. That thing has a chance to be huge.
Yes.
What do you have in plan for next season or for next New Mexico Games?
So New Mexico Games, we are winding down our actual 2022 season, and we got volleyball, archery and bowling wrapping up in November. But then we kick off our 2023 New Mexico Games May Memorial Weekend with our basketball tournament, and it's slated to be huge. We host it over at Johnson Gym and of course other area high school gyms. And you know, in the prime, pre-COVID, New Mexico Games usually brings in anywhere from 200 to 250 teams from across the state and even outside the state. Yes.
Wow.
So New Mexico Games basketball actually was shut down for 3 years because of COVID. So we had our tournament in 2019. COVID shut 2020. Right. 2021, the state wasn't open. So then in 2022 is when were able to actually bring back basketball. Yeah. Yeah. And
I call it the thing. It hurt everything.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it took us out at the both ends.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, we had a 30-game schedule. I was ready to call 30 games and run all the media and stuff, and it was just gone.
Yeah.
And then all the things that happened in this state, businesses were shut down and this and that.
Couldn't open.
And I know you were shut down.
Yeah, I was shut down with the runners for 22 months.
22 months.
Yeah.
And you didn't know if you were going to come back, right?
That was a major question in my mind. Yes, you were correct to assume that. Yes.
High school, we had to fight to get a 10-game season.
Yeah.
And every state around us had a season.
Everybody was running. Yeah.
Except us. It
was rough. 2021 was rough. Just because we were so delayed in opening. I think we opened July 2021. That was rough. I'll be honest. With the New Mexico Games, we only had 10 events for the New Mexico. We didn't have basketball, but we were able to muster up good numbers with pickleball and other sports like that. But in 2022, oh man, we were rocking it. We had 110 teams. 110 teams that came. It was great. It was awesome. So really, people are looking forward to the 2023 New Mexico Games, where we'll hit 200 plus teams to compete in the New Mexico Games.
Well, I'm thinking more high school teams should go to this tournament.
They usually do. Yes, they usually do. But there was a little bit of course, a lot of high school teams didn't know we were coming back.
Yeah.
And there was kind of a little bit of, I don't know, rumors that were flowing around. People were spreading a few rumors saying that the New Mexico Games is dead. They're not coming back. They're not going to have basketball. And there were several people that were kind of trying to push to take over the Memorial Weekend basketball scene. And everybody knows basketball has been locked into Memorial Weekend in New Mexico since 1989. So kind of fascinating to kind of fight those things that
and all the other
come
stuff
smack us in the face.
And the other stuff that's going on in the city and stuff, especially with the let's talk about facilities. Okay. We're a nice one here, Rio Rancho.
For sure.
And recently, New Mexico United was able to get money from the state and then asked us all to chip in, I guess, and cheer on his team or something like that. What's your thoughts on now? For the record, I've been on this podcast before, several episodes, and I've said, "Hey, I'm against this."
Yeah.
But I just want to get your take on it because you're way more dialed in on the sports scene, the pro sports scene. because you've built these franchises.
Yeah. So, first off, being born and raised in New Mexico, I've seen sports teams come and go. I've seen sports teams built from the ground up. I've been a part of that, been a part of operations, been a part of media side of things, so when I say sports should be done for the betterment of the community and for the positivity of the community, that's what it has to be. Right. It needs to provide inspiration and positive environments and growth. And so with that being said, I know you're kind of bringing up the stadium thing, and I'll be honest, I was against it. I was against it the way it was set up. First off, I think soccer's great for the community. I honestly think the United concept is great for the community. Soccer is fantastic because it is something that people can get behind. It's a sport that people love, and soccer is the fastest growing sport in the country. Right. And so that I think the concept is phenomenal. But what we've seen in recent times with the stadium thing, the trying to get the city to front the bill to build their stadium. Yeah. I was against it, and I still am up to this point, because where's the incentive? I think that, yes, they provide a good product that people get behind and people love it. But the thing is that financially, we're strapped as a community. Uh-huh. So when I look at it as an owner of a sports team, I look at it as investing things into the community, financial investment. And I'm putting my own money into my sports team, into the community. Right. I'm not asking the city for any money. I've never asked the state, the city, I've never asked anybody for money.
That's the thing.
I've kind of done it on my own.
I was amazed that the state of New Mexico was going to give $20 million to this. Yeah. And our universities, New Mexico State and University of New Mexico, which frankly need upgrades in order to compete as far as Power 5
stage.
National
of course.
Stage, football programs, all of that. Basketball. I mean, we've got an arena that's 60 years old. I was amazed that the state just willingly was ready to give this New Mexico United team $20 million just like that.
Yeah,
and there decades we
couldn't even get that for other things. Yeah, I think there's people in places that really shouldn't be in places. That are definitely doing what they can to give themselves an advantage over other folks. I'm a born and raised New Mexican, 100%. My thoughts are, and it's with the runners, for example, is to build that inspiration. And I think I've said that already. It's to build that inspiration, to let New Mexicans know that you can build a sports team too. You can do it the right way. It doesn't take a millionaire, billionaire to put it together. You can do it from scratch, because that's what I've done. And so from there, when you look at things like with the stadium thing, I mean, I think originally when it came out, it was like, it was only a few million, and it turned out 50 million, then it was 78 million. And this price kept increasing. And so I think everybody saw the writing on the wall saying, are we actually getting a benefit? They're wanting this interest free, they're wanting in a bond, which in reality, the bond method means it's not even a loan. It doesn't even have to be paid back. It's money that they get to keep to build their own facility, and it's a private business, right? So sports teams are private businesses. Yeah. United's a private business. The runners are a private business. So I'm a believer that if you're using your money if you want to do something like that, build it yourself. Like you build your own facility, because that's how you own your own building. That's how you can do and give back to the community in that respect, because you've invested the money into the building. Now, to the community, this idea of it's the city's gonna, or the city will own it. Us, citizens of Albuquerque would own it, right? That to me was very cheesy, because any person that has an understanding of the way subsidies work and finances work knows that we would give the money of 70 million or 50 million or whatever it was, and then we'd have to continue to pay on it, because we would have to pay the facility lease, and because we would own the building as a city. But now the question is, who owns the land? Well, they because if they own the land, right, the city owns the building. The building sits on their own land, and the city has to pay them a check every month for the lease.
For decades.
So there's a lot of things with the whole stadium thing, and I think actually 70% of Albuquerqueans said, hey, we're not doing this because it's not fair.
Right.
Now, if their ownership said, hey, we're going to put up, 60, 70% of the money needed to make it happen, I think I could have been more open to that.
I could.
I could say, hey, you know what? This is a good idea because at least they're investing money up front.
Right.
And that was a big concern for me, right? That was a big concern. It's like, they've done a great job and I think they're a unicorn in our community because I don't think any other sports team has blown up the way they have.
Yeah, it's
a very
amazing,
interesting thing. Yeah. And again, I'm not knocking it one bit,
right? Because
I think what their product is a great product.
It is.
But at the same time, you can't be, as an organization, and any organization in any industry, sports, business, whatever it is, you can't sit there and try and be good and say, oh, we're this for the community, we're here for the community, and then pull the wool over our eyes. That is where I draw the line. I don't do that. I don't stand for that. That's not right. That's unfair. And that hurts the community in the long run. Because what happens, and let's play scenario here. What happens if United decides they build the stadium, they get the money, they build the stadium, and then they leave?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was just.
What are they going to do? Oh no, they're not leaving. Well, we can use it for other soccer things. But the city just fronted up all this money. Yeah. Well, if, maybe they still own the land and they're still getting money off the land.
And they are in Arizona.
Now one of the things that turned me off about the stadium is this idea in the proposal that they said that the city will get to use the stadium for whatever they wanted, right?
Okay.
But it was only for 24 days out of the year. There's 365 days out of the year.
Oh yes, yeah.
So the city only gets 24 days. Well, how many home games are there? There's 24 home games, right? I think some 24, some are home games. So now you're at 48 days used throughout City 65. Well, what about the other 320 years? Oh, you can use it for concerts. It's a soccer pitch, and they will never let stages on that grass.
And it's going to compete against Isleta Amphitheater.
Well, I don't even think that has anything to do with it. I think
it will. I
think you're right to some extent.
You can't do anything else with it.
But if you owned a multi-million-dollar soccer pitch that has pristine grass, would you let a stage set up on the grass? No, you wouldn't. So when they said
unless the money's right,
So how can you do these things? So this idea, and it was listed in the document of what the management agreement would have been.
I didn't know that.
So, and it's public record. So so that was a turnoff for me, and I didn't like that they tried to justify it and saying, oh well, it's this, it's for the community. And sorry guys, I support what you got going on, but at the same time, I don't support you trying to take advantage of the community.
Well, it's pretty good stuff there. Let's do one final thing because we're almost out of time.
Okay.
What does Albuquerque need as far as a facility? Because you got the Duke City Gladiators, of course, the United. You got the New Mexico Runners, and maybe somebody comes up with another pro basketball team that might.
That's a tough one.
We need an arena. The Lobos, the pit's old. It's getting there.
It just depends. It depends the path the community wants to take. Do we want to take an NBA path? Right? Are we a big enough city for an NBA team, for example? Oklahoma City is smaller than Albuquerque, and they have the Thunder.
It's a little bigger.
So they have more money. They got oil money. They got all this money that's working to their favor. There's more industry there.
Yes.
So in comparison, Albuquerque, I guess, and the metro area could support it, but at the same time,
it'd be difficult.
It'd be very difficult. There's not enough money reinvested in the community to do that.
The Lobos.
Exactly. Yeah. So NFL team, that could never happen. Never. MLB team, that could never happen.
No, not enough.
So, you go to the Isotopes and Isotopes draw a pretty decent number, but definitely it's not packed like 100% capacity at every game, right? And I'm not saying that they don't draw, because Isotopes draw. They do a great job.
Yes.
Isotopes are a phenomenal, 10, right? Yeah, they're a phenomenal AAA baseball team. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. That's a question that I pondered, and at the same time, I've said I don't know, because any kind of movement forward and trying to figure this out. So I've always said, the best place, if you wanted to do an arena, the best place would have been Coronado Mall area. Instead of the outdoor mall that they're building there, Coronado, because you have your hotels, restaurants, and shopping.
Oh, yeah.
It's right off the freeway, easy accessibility. Yes. That would have been the best place. But, of course, I can't remember who owns Goodman. Mr. Goodman.
Yes.
He decided to go the route of building this outdoor type of shopping center.
It's been going on since 2008.
It's been going on forever.
Yes.
And so, like I said, I think an arena would have been perfect there.
Yes.
But, I got to give a shout out to the Rio Rancho Event Center here in Rio Rancho. They do a great job. It's a beautiful facility. Well, people come and play here. Our opponents come and play. They love it. Everybody just has a great time here. And the environment is need
you need a freeway to get here.
And I think
that's the one thing that hurts.
I think there's some infrastructure that needs to be put, because the thing is with the arena, and I like to say that the New Mexico Runners actually kick-started the life here, that restarted the life. They're the defibrillator to the life of this arena. Before the New Mexico Runners, the arena sat vacant with miscellaneous things here and there for 4 years. And then in 2018, we came in, we started playing, things started rolling. Now look what the Gladiators are here now. Now we have an ECHL hockey team that's coming in next year.
Oh, which one?
No. It's an ECHL team.
Oh, okay.
So they're cool. Coming in next year, and the concerts have been phenomenal. We've had A-list comedians like Gabriel Iglesias. You have Ice Cube coming through. You have Lil Wayne coming in December. So the Runners have been really instrumental and a catalyst to get this arena up and running. And so people are coming here. So the people are coming out to the games, they're coming out to shows, they're coming out to concerts. So you're right, though. Having a freeway to get here would be phenomenal, or some kind of a highway. But definitely, I think between Albuquerque and Rio Rancho, there's got to be a partnership that has to be built to get that going.
Sooner or later. I mean, like Phoenix gets along with Mesa and Scottsdale.
They're all partners. Yep.
It's 7 cities. Yeah, that's Absolutely. What they call it. And we need to be kind of the same way.
Yes, I agree.
We're just meshed into each other now. Everybody lives here. Rio Rancho just went over 100,000 people.
Yeah, they're growing.
106,000.
And the homes you see coming up to the arena, homes being built like crazy.
Yeah. And they're going to need another high school pretty soon. It's going to be
the growth is phenomenal.
Yes. It's all been amazing, especially in the stuff that's happened here.
Yes. So I think the Runners have been a very big catalyst for the community to inject life in the community. We're not as big. Again, we're not as big as United. I get that, and I understand that we're not as big as the Isotopes. But people need to understand that small organizations like ours, family-run sports teams, are making it happen. We're in our 4th season. Folks didn't think we were going to get past our 1st season. And we got past COVID. Sure. We got past our 3rd season. Now we're kicking things up in our 4th season. And our 4th season starts December, but our first home game is January 7th, right here at the Rio Rancho Event Center at 2 p.m. So we played the Kansas Bandits. They're a new team out of Dodge City, Kansas. So, so when you look at things here, excuse me. Actually, I lied. Our first home game's against Amarillo Bombers. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, no, we go to Dodge City on December 18th to play, but we kick off our 4th home season here January 7th. With the Amarillo Bombers. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. So like I said, support your local sports teams. Support your teams that are investing their own money, their own time, their own efforts to make the community better. Exactly. And our family-run organization is all about that. New Mexico Runners is this beacon of hope for our community. Our games are fun. They're fast-paced. They're high-scoring. The fan engagement is amazing. It's easy to pick up and understand. It's 4 quarters of exciting arena soccer action, and you're never. It's edge of your seat. So. Our organization is here for our community. Support it. Support our local organizations, local sports teams.
Where can they find you?
NewMexicoRunners.com is the easiest way to find us. Season tickets are now on sale starting at $80. So get on there. $80 for 6 home games.
Really?
Yeah, very affordable.
Okay.
Yeah, very affordable.
That's per ticket, right?
Yeah. Yes, for per season ticket.
Adults?
Yep. Adult and youth. And if you come to our events that we have around the community,
how much are
we actually give away free youth season tickets.
Free. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So giving back to the community in that respect. So
Plus Rio.
Yeah, plus our Rio the Roadrunner. You get to hang out with him, get photos, pictures, all that
He's
stuff.
got his own Twitter page.
Oh yeah, he has some fun. He gets out there in the community and
amazing.
he just has a blast. So come and check us out. If you've never been to a New Mexico Runners professional arena soccer game, you will not be disappointed. You will leave the game thinking, wow, that was fun. I got to come to the next one. Follow us on all our socials at NM Runners and support us. Support my dream, my vision for our community and building the community as stronger and being that catalyst to inspire those to have some hope. I know New Mexico's on the bottom of the list or top of the list, depending on how you look at it, in a lot of different things, whether it's crime and violence or whatever it may be. But the New Mexico Runners is that beacon of hope for our community. So let's get behind the New Mexico Runners, get on out there, come to our first home game, January 7th, 2:05 p.m. kick here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Follow us, get out your tickets, newmexicorunners.com. I can't emphasize supporting us enough. So,
well, with that being said, I thank you for the interview.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Russell. Appreciate you.
Let's do my line. Thank you for watching, and I thank you for playing. You have a great night. Wow, that was a great interview. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And once again, thank you to Andres Trujillo and the New Mexico Runners for hosting me on Saturday. That was great. That is an amazing program, what Andres has done and how they have built that up and how they have come to their 4th season. Now, if you want to see the New Mexico Runners, you can check them out at newmexicorunners.com and get the schedule. Their first game is going to be January 7th next year at the Rio Rancho Event Center. It's going to be against the Amarillo Bombers. It's going to start on a Saturday at 2:05 p.m. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely go check it out. It's just great stuff that they're doing over there at the New Mexico Runners. So check that out. Now, coming up is the season, the high school basketball season. I'm going to have my 5A and my 4A preseason picks. I'm debating right now whether to do a top 10 or just a top 5. Because there's a lot of good teams. It looks like it's going to be all out there. There's going to be so many teams competing this year. It looks like an exciting season. So stay tuned for that. I'm also going to have a top 5 players in 5A and a top 5 players in 4A. So definitely check it out. I will have it up before the season begins next month. So stay tuned for that. So once again, thank you for watching and thank you for playing. You guys have a great night.